Good evening, and from the class of 1923 arena, just out of the way of the University of Pennsylvania. Of course, that's just outside Center City, Philadelphia. Bring for you an SFBN production of Drexel University hockey. Tonight, the Dragons host the University of Rhode Island Rams. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Jordan Kuntz with you. Happy to have you aboard here tonight as Drexel looks to get off the schneid here against the Rams. Well, let's get you set for tonight's action. We start with the Dragons, and first and foremost, Drexel started this season rather well. They're off and running. It was their offensive prowess that got them to a good spot, but recently it hasn't been as sunny. 2-7-1 in their last 10. One of those two wins was against Rhode Island a few weeks ago. But they are looking to, as the numbers show, really clamp down defensively. They're giving up close to almost or just over 4.5 goals against per game. Looking to get that number down and get back in their winning ways here at home as they have a back-to-back here against Rhode Island. For the Rams, they are a team that has it down in terms of their all-around play. They're 9-5-2 as they enter tonight's action. They've been good overall. They've won 6 of their last 10. They're going well. And again, last time these two teams met, it was a series split. That was, again, just a few weeks ago between Drexel and Rhode Island. Looking at it, it was just, I had it up here. There we go. November 11th and November 12th. So earlier in the month of November, Drexel took the first one on the 11th, 5-2. Then Rhode Island came back with a 7-4 victory on the 12th. Both these teams feature a strong offensive group of players. Drexel averaging 4 goals per game and a power play at 21.8%. For Rhode Island, they're averaging 3.69 goals per game and a 24.1% power play. So I get the feeling that special teams are going to be a big key for tonight's action as well. And when you have two teams that play as well as they do on the power play, usually leads to some fireworks. One thing to look out for is that there is a bit of a mismatch on the penalty killing side. I'm sure that Drexel's PK, they want that to be a little bit better as it's under the 80% mark. Rhode Island at 85.7% on the season. But other than that, it is a pretty even on paper matchup between these two. No shock that they split the season series, and no shock that this is going to be a good one here tonight from Philadelphia. The class of 1923 arena, Drexel and Rhode Island. Let's jump in to the starting lineups before we take one more break. We'll bring it back for puck drop here on SFBN's production of Drexel University hockey. We start with the visitors. Those are the University of Rhode Island Rams. They are led by 33rd-year head coach Joe Augustine and enter tonight's action a record of 9-5-2. The net belongs to Curtis Briggs, the native of Foster, Rhode Island, a record of 5-4-1, a 3.01 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. Logan Clavitt and Mike Costello are on the blue line up front. It's Luke Judge with Kevin Canizet and Jackson Shelvin. For the Drexel Dragons, they're led by 10th-year head coach Kyle Zoldi, a record of 8-7-2. The net tonight, that belongs to Logan Kramsky. The junior is 4-4-1, a 4.26 goals against average, and an .885 save percentage. Tyler Black and Michael Urbani on the back end, and up front, Emil Lindvall, along with Evan Mudrick and Adam Lazine. Those are your starting lineups. On a spirited contest to come here, puck drop will be soon-ish. Had the running clock going and the rundown here. Then the ice resurfacing began, and then the clock just got shifted to 20 minutes on the clock for the first period. So the game will start eventually. We'll have it for you here. Stay toasty. Put on some hot chocolate. Make sure that the marshmallows are mandatory. Again, they are mandatory. I had some yesterday without them, and something was missing. So stay warm and get ready for some hockey action. It's Drexel in Rhode Island, and it's here on SFBN.
Starting on defense, number 5, Rhode. And number 4, Logan Rhode. At left wing, number 25, Kevin Manzette. At center, number 22, Rhode. And the right wing, number 28, Drexel. And starting at University of Rhode Rams, number 30, Chris. Head coach of the University of Rhode Rams, and June Augustine. He's the best coach of this class. Now it's time to meet your starting lineup for your Drexel University Dragons. Starting on defense, Mike Urbani. And number 18, Tyler Black. And number 20, Evan Munro. At center, number 17, Emma Lindvall. At right wing, number 24, Anna Kazim. And starting at for your Drexel University Dragons, number 35, Logan Drexel. Head coach of the Drexel University Dragons is Kyle Zoldi, and he's assisted by assistant coaches Dylan David, Tyler Rosewood, and Derek Cruz. We now ask that you are able, please rise and move your hats to the playing of the national anthem.
It is game time here at Class of 1923 Arena, downtown Philly. It's the Drexel Dragons and University of Rhode Island Rams. Jordan Coons on the call here tonight on SFBN's production of Drexel Hockey. Thanks for coming aboard here tonight. Hope you're settled in and ready for this one between two teams that certainly know how to put the puck in the back of the net. And it starts with the last lines of defense. Logan Kramsky, the junior from Freehold, New Jersey, gets the start. He has lost his last 5 after starting the year with 4 straight wins. On the other side, Curtis Briggs, he's lost his last 2 starts to the tune of 7 goals against in that span. Drexel in the home white uniforms, blue lettering numbering, gold trim for Rhode Island. They are in the blue uniforms with white numbering and a black trim. We are underway here from class of 1923's arena. It is Drexel and it is Rhode Island. Puck collected in here by Tyler Black, the Philly native, turned it over. Rhode Island with a good chance here from in below the goal line. Tap back to the blue line. Clavette with a shot. Easy stick save made by the netminder Logan Kramsky. The puck cleared out to center. Battled for at the blue line and eventually collected in by the Dragons. Adam Lazine with it. Clears one up ahead. It goes into the Drexel bench. Whistle and a stoppage of play. Just 35 seconds into the action. And no score here on SFBN's production of Drexel Hockey. Beautiful day today, in fact. Yesterday, not the case. A blustery, whipping wind, but today, just a gorgeous, gorgeous day for hockey. It kind of gets you in the spirit of it when it get that chill in the air. Drexel going to work in the attacking zone. That was Jimmy Bell doing the work on the forecheck in the near side corner with some puck support. Pops out to the right circle. Wrist shot towards the net by Zach Sprung, and an easy save made by Curtis Briggs in the Rhode Island net. Puck cleared to center, but Drexel will feather it back in where it's covered up for a whistle and a stoppage. Face off inside the Rams' defensive zone. Two games prior between these two teams split. And there certainly were goals to be had on either side. See if tonight is a rerun. Nick Urbani from the point shoots one, and a little bit of trouble there for Briggs on the save. He was able to knock it aside. Stuffed chance at the side of the net, and another 2 stops for Curtis Briggs. He holds onto the puck, gets a whistle and a stoppage. Net front drive from in below the goal line, and Drexel knocking on the door, unable to stash the puck in the back of the net. Almost looked like it was going to be there for a second, but not to be. Briggs is there to get the stoppage. Nick Castora to dig in with Ethan Cordero on the faceoff. Castora won it for Drexel, but Rhode Island able to clear off a body and into the bench on the Drexel side of the ice. Now here at Class at 1923 Arena, you see this sometimes in college hockey. I think Notre Dame is where this is a thing, where there's benches on either side of the ice. So the period of the long change in the second period really doesn't make sense. It doesn't really happen. So strategically speaking, it's just a different look for the coaches when it comes to line changes. Usually in the second period, it's a little tougher, where you have to go a little bit further to change up lines. But tonight, here in this building, not the case. Ben Burkham comes down the right wing, shoots one. Briggs makes the save with the left pad. Puts it into the corner, lifted up the boards. Wrist shot towards the net. It was tipped towards the goal, and it's covered up at the side of the net. No problem there for Curtis Briggs. Sitting on the precipice of his 20th career win in his career with Rhode Island. Faceoff will be to his right. Jarrett Ortiz in to take the draw for Drexel, opposed by Zach Rissatelli. And Rissatelli wins the faceoff for Rhode Island. Battle for the puck in below the goal line. 2 minutes deep in the first period. No score between Drexel and the University of Rhode Island. Another puck that is magnetized to this Drexel bench. That's the third time here in the first 2 minutes and 2 seconds that puck has gone into the Drexel bench. So everyone down there, stay frosty. Puck is coming for you. Face-off win for the Dragons, but it's Rhode Island who takes control. Dennis Engelson wires one wide from the left wing side. Battled for now in the corner. 2 Dragons there, but Engelson comes up with it side of the net. Centering pass, and a great stop there. In tight by Kramsky. His first of the game. He was able to come up big on a chance from the slot. Drexel in transition here. Ryan Sambuco down the left wing. Wrist shot is swallowed up by Briggs, and he'll get a stoppage there. Well, close call in the Drexel defensive zone, but Kramski's there to make a key save for the Dragons and keep this scoreless 2.5 minutes into the opening period. SFBN presenting Drexel hockey. Glad you're aboard here tonight from the class of 1923 arena in Philly. Hard hit in center, but the puck squirts free for Michael Urbani to send it up to the weak side. Shot towards the net was blocked on the way through. Rhode Island keeping the pressure alive with Costello at the point. Goes point to point to Mike Lukowski. Back to Costello. His shot stopped. Second chance. And that was blocked on the way through before getting to Kramski's crease. Urbani in control as the Dragons look to exit the zone. They will on a cross-ice dish. And Evan Mudryk ahead onto the right wing side for Emil Lindvall. He's tied up in behind the net, able to escape a Rhode Island defender. Lindvall left circle hash, couldn't elevate it to the point, but gets some support as the cycle ground in below the goal line. Costello is there out of East Islip, New York. The captain moves up the ice. That is on Long Island. He gains the center stripe, and he'll dump it in. A line change for Rhode Island here. In the meantime, we got a whistle and a puck that was played with a high stick somewhere in the thick of that. It'll be a Drexel defensive zone face-off. 16:22 left in the opening period. No score if you're just tuning in. Shots favoring Drexel 4-2. Face-off win for the Rams. Shot elevated over top of the net. Tim Crane keeps it in. He's a local guy. His shot ramped off a stick up and out of play. Crane out of Chatsford, PA. He played for the Little Flyers 16U AAA organization. Rest of them either from New York or Rhode Island, which I suppose makes sense, but he is one that is not. We got a whistle, stoppage, the net off. Sure looks that way. It's been a point of contention in NHL games if you've been tuning in specifically to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Matt Murray, someone who looked like he was knocking the net off intentionally to get a stoppage of play and free his team from high danger scoring chances. I think that's been put to an end. Urbani in control, long dish, it's intercepted. Rhode Island's got a chance here, and it's stopped by Kramski on the opportunity for Ronan Judge. Puck kept in, Judge has it at the right point for the Rams, shoots, that's blocked. And Urbani's been all over it for Drexel. He's able to get the puck cleared as both teams change. Stretch pass redirected into the Rhode Island zone, and that was off what should be in normal rinks the high glass, but this is one where it's short glass behind the net, shorter glass on the half walls. And it probably drives teams nuts that you can't dump the puck in strategically with a purpose and get the bounce off the high glass to drop straight down and create a contested puck. Right there, you're just trying to get the puck deep, and it goes out of play. But what can you do? Face off at center, and the Rams have possession, though a good steal for Percy native Pat McGinley. He couldn't break through the traffic, though. And Rhode Island will look to exit the zone in earnest here, but again, another steal there for the Dragons, at least for a second, but the Rams have it back as they get to center. Thomas Fagan comes down the left wing, steps a shot, and a stop there by Kramski. Got the left pad kicked out, rebound in control for the Dragons. Puck up the far wall, and trouble. Rhode Island with a steal here, and a backhand centering pass comes towards the net. Logan Kramski able to make the save, and back come the Dragons in transition. Nick Castora as a man going to the net. The shot goes there, and Briggs makes the save. Castora has it back. Centering pass went off a stick and into the corner. Rhode Island, after a hard collision, will get the puck to center. Castora back on it over skates. Puck support for the Dragons to just get the puck into the Rhode Island zone. Some personnel changes for the Dragons in the meantime. Puck off the boards, but intercepted. Dimitri Foran will dump it in for the Rams as they get a line change here in the meantime. 6 minutes into the first period, no score between Drexel and Rhode Island. Dragons in the white, they'll go right to left. Rhode Island in the blue, they go left to right here in the opening period. Icing against Drexel. Logan Kramsky appears dialed in here in the early going. He's had to make a couple of critical saves for his mates. Briggs at the other end had, say, a one grade A+ scoring chance saved to this point. Chip and chase time for Anton Kozinski into the attacking zone for the Dragons, with help on the end boards by Ryan Sambuco to the point. And a shank shot went wide of the goal. The Rams will skate to it. Try a home run pass that's well off the mark. Dragons have it, though, with some room to skate here. Through center, red line and in. Guided wide by Briggs into the left wing half wall. And the puck kept alive for a turnaround shot. That was blocked on the way through. Black had it there. 5 multi-point efforts for 18 in white. Keep an eye out for him to see if he's able to get something going on the offensive side of things for Drexel. 7 minutes in, no score on SFBN's production of Drexel hockey. Here's a good chance on a 2-on-1. Shot to the goal and a save, Briggs, on Evan Mudryk. The sophomore decided to shoot, looked to go in between the wickets, but Curtis Briggs there to make the save and hold on to it. It's been a while on the win column for the Rhode Island goaltender. His last victory on November 4th. Justin Barcelou out of Boston, Massachusetts will connect ahead. And shanked into the attacking zone by Corey Sabo. Drexel's got it, though. Sent off boards, not out. Kept alive by the Rams, a centering pass, and Jacob Kentley didn't see that one. It was right in between the circles. He was looking behind him. Puck was in front of him. Too bad. A steal by Urbani below the goal line. Chips a pass into the high slot, collected by Mudryk. Back to go in below the goal line. Lazine back for Mudryk. He's checked. Help off the bench. Sprung activates into the right wing corner. Rams able to get it with Zabo, and he'll clear the zone. Drexel pumps it right back in as they get personnel changes off the bench. Puck deflects, but it stays in play. Sauced out to center, racing to it, sprung down the wing. He's not going to get there. Rhode Island defender falls. Centering pass, tipped in! A nothing play ends up in the back of the net, and Drexel strikes first about halfway through the opening period. A deft deflection at the side of the goal. Drexel strikes first. You go to the net, you get rewarded. That's Jimmy Bell, and that's his first of the year. 1-0 Dragons. It was the Rhode Island defender that fell, and that created that chance. It's never a bad play to get the puck to the net, and that time it was tipped home by Bell, and it's 1-0 Drexel Dragons. But Rhode Island looking to respond right away. Wrist shot for the right circle, turned aside. Kevin Canizit with the opportunity there. Dump and chase time for the Dragons. They get to it. A centering pass from Castura went to the net front. No luck there on the deflection. Chipped up the boards. Puck kept in by defenseman Sean Carver, but he's overtaken. Transition play here for Luke Judge down the right wing. One man to beat. Takes the shot and a save made. A good one from Kramsky. Was able to slide over and get a piece of it. 10:55 to go opening period. 1-0 in favor of Drexel. So it was Sprung that got there And his centering pass tipped in. Make it 1-0 Drexel. Rhode Island in the sky blue. They're looking to respond. Out of the corner, it's Thomas Fagan to the point. That puck on edge. And it exits the zone. Bell from Sprung at 8:13 of the first period. Whistle and an icing here against Drexel. Face-off back in the Drexel zone. Your goal scorer, Jimmy Bell. His first 2 seasons were with the Division II club. That was his first goal as a member of Drexel's D1 group. Go to the net, get rewarded. Had just 2 assists in 34 games prior at the D1 level as this puck is elevated. Say it with me, everyone. Into the Drexel bench. Face off in the Drexel zone. Drawn to Kramsky's left. Puck tied up in the face-off circle, and the Dragons emerge with the puck. Kozitsky ahead, onto the right wing for Mudryk. Makes a move by a defender, cuts in front, and a big stop by Briggs. Hard hit thrown, and here come the Rams to center. Ethan Cordero checked. Back the other way come the Dragons. Kozitsky makes a move. Backhander was blocked on the way through. Chipped up and out. Excuse me. 9.5 to play opening period. 1-0. And a turnover off a referee's skate. It's centered. Trouble there for Rhode Island, but they get away with it. Imagine everyone in blue would have been apoplectic if that puck went into the back of the net. Off the boards, puck kept alive by Nick Urbani. Makes a move by one, but he turns it over. A 2-on-1 developing here. Engelson left wing. The pass across is deflected wide into the corner. Back of the point. Slap shot shanked. Loose to the near side half wall. And Drexel will get the clear to center. Odd man rush for Rhode Island. Not to be, though. Rams go to work on the forecheck. Puck to Risitelli. With support coming off the bench. The pass back to the point. Off the mark for Dimitri Foran. Former New Jersey Junior Titan. Play in the Trenton area. Sent across ice. Risitelli in on the right wing side. Puts on the brakes for the Rams. He turns it over. Good defensive work done by Sean Carver. 2-on-2 the other way come the Dragons. Here's Carver left wing with a man going to the net. Opportunity towards goal. Paddled into the corner. Puck lifted out to center for the Rams. Under 8 minutes to play first period here on SFBN's production of Drexel Hockey. Back in Mudryk on the right wing. He'll dump it in. Get reinforcements off the bench from the blue line as the Rams exit the zone. Sabo in a 2-on-2 rush down the right wing. Sends one across. A great stop. Kramsky from his left to his right. Magnificent stop there to keep it 1-0 Drexel. He read it well and was square to the shooter and kept it 1-0. Zach Sprung is in. His shot went through Curtis Briggs and just out the other side. Puck kept in at the blue line for the Dragons at least for a second, but not for a second as the Rams dump it in and get a line change. Almost 2-0 Drexel. Puck to center, Sprung. Checked right in front of the Drexel bench, eventually hauled into the attacking zone by the Dragons. Ripped around the wall. Rams look to get clear, they can't. Bell, the goal scorer, keeps it in towards the high slot. Pass off the mark, and the puck to center. 6.5 to play in a quickly moving first period. 1-0 Drexel. turnover in center. Pat McGinley, right wing, shoots one, stick save. Made by Briggs, and he'll move that to the corner. As the Rams look to get exited out of the zone, they do, but with second effort, they're able to clear. Stretch pass to the offensive blue. Matt Harris is in, has got a man breaking, gives it to him, and a save made. Briggs got the left pad down and made the stop on Castora. Puck dumped down ice. Urbani is able to field it, rim it all the way around the boards. Turn into a quick 3-on-2 that fizzles out pretty quickly. One thing the Rams need to do here is settle this game down hard. They are giving up far too many odd man rushes to the Drexel Dragons, who are feasting on them in that regard. Castora able to get there. Centering pass that's off the mark. Dealt back to the blue line. Wrist shot wide. Ricochets off the end wall. And the Rams unable to get there. Given to the weak side. Fagan will hold on to it and get that puck to center. That's as far as it gets, as it's wired back in by the Dragons with 5:15 to go in the opening period. It is Jimmy Bell with his first of the year from Zach Sprung. And it's 1-0. Drexel. Whistle. Offside are the Rams, and Fagan's not happy about that. Slammed the puck off the wall as he entered the attacking zone. Shots favor the Dragons 10-6 as we close in on the final 25% here of the period. Shot towards the net, kick out save by Briggs. Along the half wall, the Dragons look to grind a cycle. Kozitsky with a pass down low, intercepted by the Rams and cleared to center. As far as they'll get as the Dragons execute a line change with 4.5 to go. 1-0 Drexel. Puck flop towards goal, and Kramsky's there to get a stoppage. Logan Kramsky, 10-8-2, a 4.26 goals against average and an .873 save percentage in his career. The junior has been sharp to begin tonight's action. Shot off the draw, he makes another save off the end wall. And the Rams look to get some offensive zone time. They haven't had a lot of sustained offensive zone pressure. Rissitelli rims this around the boards. Puck kept alive by Tim Crane at the right point. Rissitelli centers a puck out in front. Backhander score! Ryan Godfrey, the freshman, with his third of the year, and the game is tied. And they got that offensive zone time. Godfrey kind of got into that quiet area just inside the dot. He dangles to the backhand, and backhanders are hard to stop. So we're tied 1-1 with 4:05 to go in the opening period. That's now a goal and 3 assists in 6 games for Ryan Godfrey. Shot was wide as the Rams entered the attacking zone immediately after. Back come the Dragons in a 2-on-2 rush. It is McGinley putting on the brakes. He couldn't break through. Dragons keep it though, and a give and go. McGinley with a shot tipped off the post. It did not go in at the line. Wrister. That's shrugged away by Briggs. Close call, but Drexel unable to get the bounce to go their way. Transition time. Harris to the left wing. Stick handles by one. A backhander off the side of the net, but the net is off its pegs. Stoppage there. So the puck popped up in the air, went off the post, sitting there right on the goal line. Not quite to be. Urbani from the point, wrist shot blocked. Has to fight off a winger, and did, but forced an offside. But unfortunately for Drexel, it's an intentional offside. That'll bring the faceoff back into the Dragon zone. By the way, no special teams to this point so far. It is Godfrey from Risatelli and Engelson at 15:52. That is your scoring summary. And the Rams look for more. Turnaround shot wide of the goal, and that was the senior Jackson Shevlin with the opportunity. Puck up the board, sent point to point. Wrist shot blocked. Kramsky challenging out top of his crease as Rhode Island keeps the pressure. Stoked in below the goal line. A touch too strong for Shevlin, and the puck cleared out. Drexel takes it back with Jarrett Ortiz. He'll chip in and chase with 2:30 to go here in the opening period. 1-1 the score. Shots favoring the Dragons 11-7. Stretch pass off a skate. Here come the Rams. It's Shevlin, right wing, as a man breaking the pass off a Drexel defender, harmlessly wide of the goal. Back in Drexel. Kozitsky, right wing, pass towards the slot, was broken up. And the Rams being asked to wheel it. They can't get out. Stick looked like it got up in the face of Kozitsky. We play on as the puck is dumped in deeper, as now Drexel looks to grind a cycle. Burkhan at the right point, able to swivel away from one, pick up a friend. Sambuco, high slot, wrist shot blocked. And the puck will drift out to the safety of center. About 100 seconds left in regulation, the first period. We're not there yet. Rhode Island in control. Matt Tetro able to work away from a check. He moves in one against the world down the right wing, and he'll jostle for body position with 1:20 to go here in the first period. Sauced across ice. Bell racing onto it, snaps a shot, and Briggs able to get a shoulder on that and work it over top of the net. Rhode Island will clear to center. Stepping up is Urbani to make a play on it, that being Michael. And the Rams send in with 1 minute to go here in the opening period. Jimmy Bell got a man breaking to the net, wrist shot, and a save made by Briggs. And looking at what Drexel is trying to do here to this point, they're shooting low. They're looking for rebounds off active leg pads. That's twice now on potential breaks that they've tried to go 5-hole. And the only goal scored by Jimmy Bell was a deflection low. There's a penalty out of all of this, and it is a call against Rhode Island. So a power play for Drexel. Penalty assessed to Ethan Cordero out of Mount St. Charles. Freshman will take a seat. Did not catch what the penalty was for. Sure we'll hear it. Shot off the draw, and Briggs able to make the save. Puck to the boards. And Drexel's power play at 21.8% with Nick Castura in control. Rolls it over to the right side for Tyler Black. Back to Castura. Straight away, shoots. That's blocked on the way through, and Rhode Island will clear to center. 30 left in the period, 1:36 on the power play. Roughing the penalty. Shot was wide from McGinley. Puck rescued by Castura. Drifts across the blue line, picks up a friend. One-timer over top of the net. McGinley got a lot on it, but he missed the target completely. Puck cleared down by Rhode Island. That'll do it. First period in the books. Cordero for roughing at 19:05, so that leads time for Drexel on the power play heading into the second period. Into the intermission after one period of play. It's Drexel 1 and Rhode Island 1 here on SFBN's production of Drexel Hockey. We'll step aside, go over the numbers and everything you need to know heading into the second period. That's coming up in just a bit on SFBA. Back here at the Class of 1923 Arena in Philly. It's Drexel and it's Rhode Island. And it's 1-1 after one period of play. SFBN's production of Drexel Dragons hockey. Well, we have 2 goals. Let's not keep you waiting. First and foremost, we'll start with how things got started in the scoring. You see turnovers, costly. Good centering pass there from Zach Sprung. Jimmy Bell right there on the doorstep. He tipped it through and made it 1-0. And then, off a face-off, you keep the puck alive, and Rhode Island is able to find a real soft area in between the circles. That's Ryan Godfrey with his 3rd of the season from Zach Risatelli and Dennis Engelson at 15:52. And that's where we stand, 1-1 after 1. Drexel will have 1 minute and 8 seconds of carryover power play time heading into the second. And you always kind of look at the analytics of a power play after a break. It's kind of hard to get settled in. You'd think it would be great. You have fresh ice or whatever, but for whatever reason, the analytics are against you in power play success when it carries over from one period to another. But didn't really get a sense of any sustained offensive time on the power play to end that first period. Largely evenly played, 12-8 shots on goal. When it comes to Drexel's success, when they were having success, they were able to put Rhode Island into some really uncomfortable positions, getting them really out of sorts in the neutral zone. They generated a ton of odd man rushes. If you're able to capitalize on any of them at this point, it could be a completely different game. Rhode Island, I had mentioned literally just prior to that goal going in for the Rams is that they didn't have a lot of sustained offensive zone time. What do you know? They get one shift of offensive zone time and the puck's in the back of the net. So on both ends, you see what made them successful. For Drexel, they need to continue to keep the Rams off balance. For Rhode Island, if they're able to push the pace and get pucks deep, turn the defense and get sustained offensive zone pressure, they'll have more success. So that's what we've seen after one. Shots 12-8 Drexel. Really the key right now for the Dragons is looking at that carryover power play time on the penalty taken by Ethan Cordero and hoping he can get something out of that to retake the lead. But other than that, good pace. I'd say a wonderful goaltending battle to this point. Kramsky with easily the best save of the night so far with that side-to-side save he made about halfway through the first period before that 1-0 goal went in. So it's a tie game. You head into the second period. Power play for Drexel. We'll have that for you in just a bit. Second period puck drop is in just a moment. Back for the second period. Class of 1923 arena. 1-1 the score between Drexel and Rhode Island. Jordan Kuntz on the call here. You're on SFBN. Thanks for climbing aboard here tonight, as Drexel looks to close out a bit of a losing slide for them in the early part of the season. Rhode Island has been playing well over the last little while. You got a Drexel team that's won 2 of its last 10 against Rhode Island that's won 6 of its last 10. Both teams will switch sides. As I mentioned in the first period, the period of the long change doesn't exist. Left to right go the Dragons, right to left go the Rams. Minute of power play time for the Dragons, which overlaps. Urbani at the left point goes across ice. Tyler Black, back it'll go. Castura in control. Sent right across the box from circle to circle, and that was Black who couldn't hold on to it. The puck cleared by the Rams. 37 seconds left on the power play. Matt Harris will chip in. Can't get by a Rhode Island defender, but gets help off from Urbani, who lets it go. And a save made by Rhode Island netminder Curtis Briggs. And face off to his left with 26 seconds left on the first bit of special teams we've had tonight. Puck tied up in the corner after a Rams face-off win. Dragons have it at the point. Ben Burkhan gives it off for Sambuco. Back to Burkhan. His shot didn't get all of it. Went off the toe of his stick. Puck collected out of the corner as the Dragons have it down low. Ortiz back to go at the right circle. Wrist shot blocked. 3 seconds and 2 on the penalty. It is over. Rhode Island has successfully killed off the penalty and are back at 5-on-5. Rhode Island to scoot. Here's Tetro down the left wing with 2 defenders to him. Tetro trying to stick handle. Lost the puck, but it's turned over. Rhode Island with a good chance here. The net knocked off its pegs on the wraparound try in desperation. Sliding back, Zach Plotkin got a piece of the net to knock it off its pegs. No additional penalty. Just talked about this in the first period, strangely coming true here. You know, there are those times where you think that would be a delay of game or something along those lines. It was not. Puck cleared, and here come the Dragons. Sambuco, wrist shot, off target. Off the cycle, Jared Ortiz, centering pass, in between the circles, hack and whack time. Briggs has it, melted down. .18:16 left, second period. Tied at 1 between Drexel and Rhode Island. Face off in the Rhode Island end of the ice. McGinley in to take the draw, wins it back for a shot by Castura. And a stop again, Briggs has it. Castura over a point per game player as a junior, 45 points in 39 games. He has points in all but 3 games for the Dragons this year, so 5 in white. Someone to look out for here the rest of the way. Puck batted down low. The Rams have it in their own defensive zone. Logan Clavet tied up out of the corner. And here come the Rams after the Dragons had turned it over. Race on for it. Puck a bit too strong for Ryan Godfrey. The only goal for Rhode Island as Drexel brings it back in transition. Harris to the right wing. Feathers a pass in front towards the slot. That's cleaned up. Puck held into the blue line by Michael Urbani. On those left wing boards, the Rams able to escape and clear the zone. This time into the Rhode Island bench. Two and a half gone here in the second. The carryover power play that had belonged to Drexel has since expired. So we skate at 5-on-5. Both goals happening in the first period. Jordan Kuntz with you here on SFBN's production of Drexel Dragons Hockey. Urbani from the point, that being Nick. His shot was wide. Dragons get it back, centering dish. Comes back to the blue line. Ben Burkhan shovels one towards the goal. That's blocked wide of the target. The Rams having trouble again. I had talked about it before in the first period. Had trouble setting up sustained offensive zone pressure. Back come the Dragons with pace. Burkhan on the left wing joins the attack. Couldn't get that in front. Did on second effort, but everyone had overskated heading towards the net front. Zabo comes back for the Rams, left wing side from a severe angle, and that's easily shut down and covered up by Drexel goaltender Logan Kramsky. And Kramsky's season, perhaps the story of the Drexel season, to go from 4-0 to begin to 0-4-1 since. Got the game's first goal as an easy shot from the wing, as Kramsky is there for that one. And overall, it's been the Dragons that have controlled the pace of play here in the first period and into the second, too. But where it counts on the scoreboard, it's 1-1. From the point, wrist shot by Lacoste, never got through. And the Dragons have it back with Mudryk on the right wing. He's able to dump it in and get that puck deep into the Rams' end of the ice. Forechecking pressure coming from Lazine. Rhode Island able to get to it, clear the zone. Quick up and backhanded again into the Rams' end of the ice. 16-18 to play second period. 1-1 the score here from class of 1923 arena here in Philadelphia. Jacob Kelly down the left wing. Massachusetts native gets the shot away. That's blocked wide of the goal. Dragons there in good stead, able to clear the zone. Fired right back in. Now Rhode Island looks to get some zone time. Puck sealed up on that wall on the side. Luke Judge gets to it for the Rams. Rhode Island captain drifts in below the goal line. Behind the net comes out the other side. Well, he has the puck on a string with help from Jacob Kelly. It's centered in front. Nobody home for the Rams. Good puck support, though, as they keep the pressure alive. Dish to the slot. Taken away by the Dragons and sent down ice. Drexel changes as the puck comes in front of the Dragons bench and now in front of the Rhode Island bench. There's Luke Judge, Long Beach, California native, throws one right to the front, backhanded wide. Judge back on it again, left circle hash, tied up defensively by Jarrett Ortiz. Puck comes to the blue line. Wrister from there, easy right pad save made by Kramsky. Up to the point, taken away. Back come the Dragons with a little bit of room here down the wing. That's Sambuco. He kind of stick-handled himself into oblivion, though the Rams turn it over. Sambuco doing the work there, but he couldn't strip the puck cleanly. But the forechecking pressure is there for Drexel as they go into a 2-1-2. Two very aggressive forecheckers. They're forcing the turnover and giving Drexel a chance to get reinforcements off the bench. Rams get to it. From before the center stripe, it's dumped in, icing the call against the visitors. Tied at 1, about 6 minutes into the second period. Shots favoring Drexel 16-10, and they have an offensive zone face-off here to work with. Jordan Coons on the call, SFBN production of Drexel Dragons hockey. Thanks for climbing aboard. We'll do it again tomorrow, same time, same place, so don't miss out. A little back-to-back action. Don't think it was too far of a drive for Rhode Island. Saw their bus come in when I got here about 5 o'clock. Puck sent down ice. 13:57 to play in the second period. Tied at 1. And Drexel in control with Ben Burkhan. Out to center, turned over. And Nick Urbani has it back. Sent D to D and up ice. Off a skate. Rhode Island has it back in center, but both teams again having trouble really sustaining any possession here. Long dish. Harris is on it. His pass to the middle of the ice taken away as a Rhode Island player went sliding down to the deck. That was Costello. Another collision back behind the play, and here comes Castura down the right wing for Drexel. Tried a back pass that went off the back of the net. And the net off its pegs. Boy, it does not take a lot for those nets to come off here in this arena. That looked like just a normal push-off, and the net came off its swivels. Face-off in the Rhode Island D zone, and a face-off win for Drexel. Shot was wide. It came off the end wall, and it's pinned at the side of the net. Riggs has it there, and the net again came off its pegs. I don't know if it's something where they need to get that hole deeper. Oh, it's not even the holes, it's magnets. So something about the magnet was not really sticking there. So appears to be taken care of. Wrist shot wide as the Dragons look to get work in the attacking zone. Ortiz spilled. Looked at the official for a call, none forthcoming. Rams dial it back into the attacking zone. Dragons, though, have it. And we'll elevate this to center. Plotkin down the left wing. It's Carver. Back to Plotkin off his stick. Picked up here by Carver to the backhand. A save made. And the rebound cleared, not out. Kept alive for a shot that was tipped wide. Puck collected by Kozitsky. So that was Kozitsky. Carver on the blue line there has it now and will float one wide. So Kozitsky came close there on that opportunity for the Dragons. And Kozitsky has it back. Stick handles by one. Has Carver on the left wing side. And as he tried to dump it in, it went off a Rhode Island player. Pop back out, pop back in, then pop back out again as Rhode Island sends it the distance. No icing here as the Dragons have it in their own zone. Battle for it on the far wall. Off the window and out. Whistle. Stoppage, hand pass out at center. 11:50 to go opening period, or second period, sorry. 1-1 the score. Not a ton of scoring chances here lately. See if that changes. Shots have kind of stayed stagnant here. So we're closing on the halfway point of regulation time. There's Bell, the goal scorer for Drexel. Tried to center, it was blocked. Zabo has the puck for Rhode Island, off to Fagan. Towards the base of the right wing circle, a backhander never got through. And the Dragons have it back and shuttle this to center. Racing to it, sprung from the right wing, wrist shot, and it's up high, and Curtis Briggs has to bring that one down and reel it in. And a face-off back in the Rhode Island zone. We're a minute and 17 seconds away from the halfway point of regulation time. And it's the Rams who have the puck. Moved up ice to Jackson Shevlin. 3 points in his last 5 games. Off a dump in, it goes into the netting, up and out of play. Where will this face-off end up? I guess if it's staying in the Drexel zone, it must have gone off of a Dragon stick. So that puts the Dragons into a defensive zone face-off here with 11:05 to go in the second period, tied at 1. Jordan Coons with you on the call. the class of 1923 arena here in Philly. Big scrump for the draw. Save made. Rebound was spiked wide. And another opportunity from the point. Kramsky had to really find his net again in an awful hurry. He got back and made the stop. The second chance opportunity was there. He dove across the crease. And thankfully for him and the Dragons, the second chance opportunity never came. Another D-zone face-off. McGinley, in the thick of an 8-game point streak with 10 points inclusive, wins the face-off for Drexel. And here come the Dragons. Castura down the right wing. Sharp angle shot stopped by Briggs, and the rebound is covered by the Rhode Island netminder. And now one extra shove after the whistle had stopped play. That is our first bit of snarl here tonight. Now, will that get called? It looks that way. Luke Judge is not happy, but if that's literally been the only extracurricular activity after a whistle, I would think they're going to look for it. .10:43 to go, second period. Penalty up on the board. The one scoreboard went off. The other one's still on. So I think we can play. I don't know what happened there. Second power play of the night for the Dragons. At the point, Burkhan playing some catch with Sambuco. Gives it left circle. Kozitsky able to get away from a defender. Shuttled towards the net. Blocked down in front. Rams can't clear. Puck kept in by Burkhan to the left circle. Wrist shot, and Briggs has it. In the catching glove, he'll hold on to it with 1:39 seconds left on the second power play of the night for Drexel. Penalty kill for Rhode Island has been a strong point for them, a touch under 86% on the season. Swinging a chop, that didn't get out. Jarrett Ortiz in control for the Dragons as they reset. Sambuco to Burkhan. Straight away to the left circle. Kozitsky throws one towards the goal. Briggs the save. Puck to the corner. Ortiz a step late getting there, and the Rams will send it out to center. Puck retrieved as we've hit the halfway point of regulation by the Dragons. Power play on for 1:13 seconds still. Mudryk. The point, Sambuco. Shot tipped, blocked, cleared, out to center. Down was Burkhan. That's trouble for the Dragons as the Rams clear. Could have been even more trouble, but the Dragons are fine. Black on the left wing sets up for a drive by Castura that went up and out of play. Ticked off a Rhode Island stick up and out of play. Keeps the faceoff in Rams territory with 48 seconds left on the Drexel power play. Draw to Briggs right. Puck kicked in the circle, and it's Nick Urbani in control. Point to point. Tyler Black gives it to the goal line. Centering pass. One more through the crease. Castura back on it. Sends it through the box of penalty killers. Urbani keeps it alive for the Dragons. 30 seconds left of the power play. Castura out of the corner for the Dragons. Top of the left wing circle. Wrist shot save. Rebounds. Swinging a clear that was knocked down, rather, by McGinley. Rescue to the point. Tyler Black back skates and shoots. That went wide of the goal. And the Rams clear. 10 seconds left of the power play. Judge set to exit the box in 5 seconds. 0 for 2. Well, the Dragons go on the power play. As Nick Urbani gains the zone. Wrist shot into the catching glove of goaltender Curtis Briggs. Whistle and a stoppage. And a face-off inside the Rhode Island zone as the power play comes up short here for Drexel. Opportunity to take the lead. It's still 1-1. Between two teams that know how to put the puck in the back of the net, but both goaltenders are putting on a good show here tonight. A face-off win for the Dragons, lifted to the point. That's off the mark. Drexel has had the better of the chances and more of the possession time in this game. Though Rhode Island trying to change that. A little dipsy-do. Fails. It's centered out in front again. And Engelson couldn't get it to the goal. Looked like he was hooked, but the arm stayed down. Puck turned over in center. The Dragons get to it. Float one from center. Blockered away by Briggs off the shot from Sprung. Puck cleared to center. As the Rams have control of it. Mike Lacossi ahead, redirected into the attacking zone by Engelson as an assist in tonight's game. And now the Rams will look to get the puck in the attacking zone and keep possession. They can't. The Dragons stifle that and advance the puck through center. Mudryk failed to get the puck deep. And the Rams have it at center. Rhode Island turns it over in the neutral zone. Mudryk back across the ice. And it's skated onto by Zach Plotkin. Cross corner in the dump in for the Dragons. Whipped off the boards by Ronan Judge. And here comes Zabo on the right wing for Rhode Island. Puts on the brakes. Has Kelly on the right wing. A backhander. Missed everything. Settled back around for Kelly. Back down low in the attacking zone. Two-a-side battle. Still tied up in behind the Drexel net. Finally lifted about 30 feet in the air, finally comes back down in play somehow, and Drexel able to scoot out to center. Ben Burkhan joins the attack. Toe drags and shoots. That's blocked into the corner. Rams get to it, and Zabo will evade a forechecker and get the puck clear. 6.5 to go, second period, tied at 1. As the Rams get a line change after the dump in. Nick Urbani in control. With his head up, he'll go across ice. And here's Mudryk on the right wing for the Dragons. Stops up the right circle hash, drops off Burkhan. Rather, that's Tyler Black, gives it back. Mudryk closing in. And he stick handles away from a defender and gets lost into oblivion in the near side corner and turns it over. Rams have it back. Dimitri Foran moves the puck in for Rhode Island. Squeezed off the puck there by Urbani. Tied up in below the goal line. Rhode Island able to skate onto a turnover. A centering pass didn't get to the net front. Dragons get to it, elevated to center. Racing to it, McGinley on the right wing. Has Castora behind him. Gives it back to McGinley. Centering pass was blocked on the way through. Racing to center comes Jackson Shevlin, tied up right at the line by the Drexel defense. As Rhode Island changes, Drexel in control. Tyler Black holding on to it, elevates into the attacking zone from before the center stripe. This is icing against Drexel. 5:15 to go, second period. 1-1 the score, both goals coming in the first period of this one. First Division I goal in the career of senior Jimmy Bell. Got the scoring started at the 8:13 mark of the first from Zach Sprung. Ryan Godfrey with his third of the year from Risatelli and Engelson at 15:52. That is your goal scoring to this point. Castura back to the point. There's Michael Urbani. Back around the boards. Puck taken and centered. McGinley from an angle. No luck there. McGinley back on it, left circle hash to the point. Black snaps a shot, blocked in front, rebound loose. And Drexel can't get to it. Rams look to rack it back up with Thomas Fagan from the right wing. Fought off by Kramsky. He has not had a shot towards him in a while. Another one. He makes a second save, and the rebound dribbles just wide of the goal off a Drexel defender. Urbani to the rescue. He can't clear the zone. Castura able to get it out. Quick up. Long stretch pass. It's offside anyway. And it was McGinley who took a shot after the whistle, which is a no-go. And Rhode Island's players make sure that they know that was the case. 4:15 to go, second period. 1-1 your score. You're on SFBN's production of Drexel University hockey. Jordan Kuhn's on the call. Great crew here on hand tonight. Making sure the sights and sounds are coming through to you loud and clear and crisp HD. Rams close in on the forecheck pretty quickly. See if Drexel can get out of it. Get it to the line and out. Off a knee. It's deflected deep by Ryan Sambuco. And a Westchester PA drives into the corner. Puck support from Kozitsky. Couldn't give it back to his line mate. And so Rhode Island will get the clear. And to center they come with Engelson on the right wing, shooting. Kramsky there to make the save. Puck harmlessly comes to the point, kept alive by the Rams. Back and below the goal line, there's Engelson spinning off a check with Risatelli. This was the line that got the goal for Rhode Island. They can't make anything of it now as Drexel brings it back in transition. Kozitsky off it goes. Sambuco shoots, Briggs the save, comes out to the point for a drive. That's blocked on the way through. 3 minutes to go, second period, tied at 1. Chipping and chase time for the Rams, who change up on the fly. Forehand got it deep for the visitors. Puck tucked to the line, kept in. Not once, but twice. Forehand's got it, shoots, and Kramsky makes the save and melts it down. Stoppage of play there. And a draw in the Drexel defensive zone. In a largely defensive period and a false start on the faceoff. There was a shot on goal that will not count. We'll do this faceoff again. Tied up in the circle. Hard hit thrown there by Sprung. That's one way to get possession off a faceoff. Just absolutely truck the other guy in the faceoff circle. Why isn't that more of a strategy? This faceoff will come to center in a 1-1 score. 2:34 to go, second period. And it is Rhode Island in control of it. Costello of the Powell Junior Islanders program got the puck deep, failed clear. Costello had it back, wrist shot blocked. Dragons get to it, look to stretch the ice in a 2-on-2 rush. Barrett Genovese sends one to the slot, puck cleaned up. And here come the Rams to center. Pass off the mark there for Kevin Canizet. And now to Luke Judge, who will carry the puck down deep. Rolled around to the far boards, or near boards rather, for Jackson Shevlin to the point. Sent to the middle, and a shot towards the net. Kramsky just got a skate on that to send it wide. Rams have it again at the point. Costello at the left point. Picks up a friend in Shevlin. He loses the puck. Now Drexel will work at the center. Puck behind the defender, picked up here by Sprung. He lets it go. That got the glass. Puck kept in by Urbani at the left point. His shot headed down by Briggs, Roman Czechmanic style. That's using your face. Puck comes to the point, and it's eventually lifted down the ice with 1:20 to go here in the second period. Kramsky didn't want to make a decision there. He'll hold on to it, get the stoppage. Drexel will clear the zone. Rhode Island back on it. Tucked to the right wing side for Matt Tetro. Centering dish by Tetro was blocked. Dragons get to it. Lifted up the near side, and here comes Nick Castura. Makes a move by one. Couldn't get past a second one, though, as the Rams fly to center. Cordero down the left wing, tripped. No call forthcoming. Everyone congregating in the Drexel crease all of a sudden. It's a pool party, and now there's a penalty call coming. Everyone's invited into the blue paint. Thought for sure on that break that Drexel was going to be penalized. They weren't, and now Rhode Island's going to be penalized, and that, I can imagine, probably will not sit well with them. But the Dragons to yet another power play, their third of the night. They are 0 for 2 prior. And if they're unable to score heading out of the second period, it will go into the third, just like the one from the first went into the second. Rams controlled the draw, but Drexel flying in on the forecheck is able to get there. Tuck to the back. Here's Burkhan. Sambuco. Burkhan makes a move by one, shoots the puck, and a stop. Up high into the crest of Briggs, and he will keep it there. With 1:43 left in the power play, 22 3/10 seconds left in the second period on SFBN. Rhode Island controls the face-off. A clear hit, the linesman. Second effort for the fourth time is into the Drexel bench. Will we have a fifth? Feels like one of those things working for a team where you'd get that sponsored. 5 times into your bench, get a free appetizer. Here's a chance, though, for the Dragons. Setting up shot behind the net, Sambuco. Holding on to it. Sets up left circle. Shot towards the net, blocked. Tap back one more, and that didn't get through either. 2 block shots for Dennis Engelson. And keeps it 1-1 after 2 periods of play here at the Class of 1923 Arena. A game that was billed with offense in mind. Just 2 goals after 2 periods of play. Nothing in that second period. It was Jimmy Bell, his first at 8:13 of the first. Ryan Godfrey, his third at 15:52 of the first. Nothing to show for it in the second. But it is Thomas Fagan's unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that will carry over into the third period in this 1-1 tie. We'll come back and go over the numbers and everything else you need to know on the other side of the break. Game 1 of 2 this weekend between Drexel and Rhode Island. Back after this on SFBN. Back here at the class of 1923 arena, second intermission, and it's 1-1 after 40 minutes between Drexel and Rhode Island. Thanks for coming aboard here tonight. Jordan Kuhn's on the call here this evening in this 1-1 score. Well, all the scoring has happened in the first period. At 8:13, Jimmy Bell from Zach Sprung, what looked like a harmless centering pass from the right wing corner, just deflected and went into the back of the net for Bell's first in the D1 program. And then Ryan Godfrey with his third from Rissatelli and Engelson at 15:52. And that's all the scoring. All three penalties have gone against Rhode Island to this point. And there will be carryover power play time heading into the third period as Thomas Fagan sits for unsportsmanlike conduct. Second period was one that didn't really feel like the first did. First opportunity was kind of loose. Drexel was able to stretch the ice out, create odd man rushes. Second period, both teams seemed to lock it down a lot better. Now, yes, Drexel had the better of the play in the second period as well. They lead in the shot count still at 20-15. They have been the better team to this point. But that doesn't matter. Or on the scoreboard it matters, it's 1-1. And again, they're going to have power play time to work with heading into the third period. The top line for Drexel really appears to have come to the forefront here. Really saw a lot of Nick Castura entering the attack, Pat McGinley getting into the attack, Evan Mudryk. Really saw and heard those names a lot. Kozitsky, Sambuco, all players that were doing well for Drexel and keeping pressure alive. Rhode Island, though, they haven't had a lot of sustained pressure, but when they've had chances, whether it was off a turnover, a bounce or something, they've been able to generate something off of that mistake. So they've been opportunistic on their chances. But as we saw in the second period, it was a little bit muddier, I'd say, getting through center. A little bit tougher to set up plays in the offensive zone for either club. So third period, I expect a little bit of more of the same, really. You're in a tie game. Neither team is really going to go into a super defensive posture. I can imagine kind of, again, seeing more of what we saw in the second period. Drexel, though, just needs one of these sustained offensive zone drives to really work out in their favor. And one thing that hasn't been working for them that I would imagine they would like to see, more shots from the point getting through. They haven't either A, found themselves open, or B, been able to get shots through. They've been blocked on the way through. And if Drexel's able to stick to the program in that respect, Logan Kramsky's done enough to keep his team in a 1-1 score. And on the other side, Curtis Briggs has certainly done enough to keep his team in a 1-1 score. So we'll see. Third period, it's coming up, and it's a tie game between Drexel and Rhode Island. We'll have it for you on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Third period, puck drop is next. Class of 1923 arena. Third period about to start. Drexel and Rhode Island. The first of two in a row in back-to-back days. Drexel got the scoring party started in the first period. Rhode Island responded about 6 minutes later, and that's where we've been ever since. Drexel had a power play carryover from the first to the second, but didn't have this much time, if I recall. So there's 1:21 of power play time that will carry over from the second period. Drexel's power play was 0 for 2 prior. Underway here in the third. Puck out of play over the very short glass and into the crowd. And that was off a Rhode Island stick, so the faceoff remains in the Rams' defensive zone. They're in the sky-ish blue, going left to right here in the third. Right to left go Drexel. They're in the white. Castora tied up on the faceoff. Diving effort, though, by the Rams to get that out. Canizit doing the honors there. And you always like to see that kind of effort to do whatever it takes to get a puck clear, especially on the penalty kill. Under a minute to go on the third power play of the night for Drexel. Moved up ice by Nick Urbani. Sends it across ice. Racing to it, Tyler Black. Centering pass is eaten up and cleared by the Rams. And sent back in. Well, I was doing a game last weekend. I think I've had enough of Rams. There was a game between Jefferson and Westchester. That was the Rams against the Golden Rams, and here I am doing more Rams. Here's a centering pass that goes through the slot, and the puck cleared all the way down. I mean, thank goodness yesterday's game had a distinction between what kind of Ram it was. Nick Castora carries in down the right wing, and he will pull up there. Move it to the point. Penalty's over. Wrist shot tipped. That went wide of the goal. And the puck settles down on the near side wall. Kept alive by Sean Carver for a second. And on second effort, the Rams are ahead in a 3-on-2. Here's Engelson. His wrist shot blocked, and that took a chunk out of Plotkin. Puck dumped in by the Dragons. Rhode Island there to take control with 18:13 to go third period. 1-1 the score if you're just tuning in. Both goals in the first period. Trouble. Here's Rissatelli down the right wing for the Rams. Cuts in backhand, and that missed the net. Centering pass again off retrieval. And that was cut off and cleared by Drexel. The distance for an icing. Rissatelli wanted to get Kramsky moving. A lefty shot coming down the right wing. On his off wing, you've got, to me, when I'm looking at that chance, I want to get a shot for a rebound or beat him clean over the pad and under the blocker, but decided to go a little bit lower percentage on the opportunity. Didn't quite work out. Drexel wins a puck battle in the D zone. Kozitsky cutting his way in. A little dipsy-do into the corner. Retrieved on his backhand. Tied up by two defenders. And the Rams come up ice. Corey Szabo out of East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Cuts in back behind the Drexel net. Stifled from doing anything. And Drexel will bring it back 3-on-3. Definitely seeing that third man high and the defensive zone posture for both teams. So if you're a big baseball guy, it's akin to a no doubles defense kind of thing. Just trying to be better in the D zone. Michael Urbani sends one through. Here's a chance. Centering dish backdoor, and Bell gunning for his second, unable to cash in. Back comes Kelly on the backhand. And Kramsky will take care of that one and get a whistle and a stoppage of play with 16:54 left in the third period. 1-1 the score between Drexel and Rhode Island. And a draw in the Drexel zone. Rhode Island warming to the task here in the third period, perhaps getting some momentum after 3 straight penalty kills. Drexel has yet to be on the penalty kills. A rep try at the side of the net. Kramski with that right pad down made the save, and the net is off. Looked like he committed to the shot here on the near side, and then a chance to wrap it around, and Kramski got the pad down to keep it out. Face off to his right here in the meantime on SFBN production of Drexel Hockey. Rhode Island a face-off win. Costello from the point. Magnetized to the Drexel crest. No issue on a second chance opportunity. And Rhode Island another face-off win. There's Shevlin, left circle, shooting up high, and Kramski able to make the blocker stop on that one. Puck to the wall, and Rhode Island a lot more organized offensively, though they turn it over. And here come the Dragons. It's Bell stick handling his way to the middle, and he couldn't get the shot away. Puck cleared to center, blasted right back in from the neutral zone. 16 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third period. 1-1 the score. A battle of two teams that certainly know how to score goals. Tonight, it's all goaltending and defense. Urbani, the aerial route, and the bouncing biscuit dies down in center. Ripped in from the red line by Canizit. He turns it over. Drexel back in control, shuttled up ice. A touch too strong for Nick Urbani. As the Rams field it from below their own goal line, up the near side wall. Puck kept alive by Emil Lindvall. And a two-a-side tussle. The Rams come up with the puck and sent hurtling to center. Tetro on the left wing. Good stick check there by the Dragons just inside their own defensive zone. Relayed ahead and directed into the Drexel end of the ice. Plotkin gets absolutely dusted up back behind the Drexel goal. But the Dragons come up with the puck. And that's trouble. Carver didn't see that puck coming. Finally, the puck's secured and cleared by the Dragons. Does it have the gusto for icing? Yes, it does. And a face-off back in Drexel territory as a pass went awry. Well, that was a hard hit that set that entire play off. .44 left, third period. Face-off win, shot towards the net. Kramski, another save. Pretty low danger there. Saw it the whole way. Hasn't had to really use any extremities tonight. It seems to be all center based. Means he's staying square to pucks. And it had been a struggle for Kramski over his last 5. Here's a chance, though, for the Dragons, and a shot took off. Black jumped into the attack. I don't know if Briggs got a piece of that or not. Black almost coming through for Drexel. Black on it again. Urbani in control of it. Now Casturo circles his way through neutral. Stick handles by one. Casturo shoots and missed the net. Puck kept in by the Dragons. Casturo again. Trying to ladle one to the blue line. It's chopped past a Drexel defender. Down ice it'll go. But no problem for the home team to take control. Bouncing puck corralled by Casturo. He came close as he hurdles down the left wing. Casturo centers. Opportunity to the slot for Harris. No go. Rhode Island clears from before the center stripe, but it was deflected off a Drexel stick, so no icing. Here is Urbani down the left wing and across the line for Drexel. Drives wide on the defense. Urbani cuts in behind the net, comes out the other side. Right circle hash. Has Ortiz off the bench, gives him the puck, and he'll just drive it down low for a pass that ricochets off the end wall. Came in front to a high danger area, but Rhode Island able to come up with it. Shot blocked. Drexel transition. Burkhan into the attack. Cuts and shoots. That's off a leg. Batted back to the blue line. Taken away by Rhode Island. Zabo one-on-one down the left wing. Gets cut off there. Spins one to the front. Taken away by the Drexel defense. And so it's Kozitsky. Down the left wing. Shoots. It's blocked. Cross corner on that. Rhode Island steps to it. Back and forth we go off the rush. One more here on the backhand, and Kramsky the save on Costello, the defenseman who joined the play. Kozitsky turns it over, but he gets back and takes care of that chance. Off the window and to center. Turnover. Ortiz ahead for the Dragons. Fires one in on goal. And Briggs had trouble with it at first, but he's able to reel it in and get the stoppage of play. .12:08 left, third period. Still 1-1. Still 1-1. There have been chances, but neither team has been able to cash in a while. A pass for Casturo for the Dragons was off the mark. Rhode Island able to get it to center, and they move up ice. Luke Judge is in from the right wing. Shot blocked, second effort. That didn't get through either. Good defensive work done by the Dragons in front of their net. Sent off the short glass of the near side half wall. Dragons fail to clear, and they are in some defensive sorts right now in their own zone. Casturo tied up. Puck pops into the high slot and eventually forked out to center. Elevated back into the Drexel end and sent D to D. Tyler Black with a quick up. Directed deep by Matt Harris into the Rhode Island zone. Turned over there. Here's McGinley from the corner. Out to the point. Urbani shoots wide, looking for the tip from Casturo at the side of the net. Pitchforked off the clearing attempt, kept alive at the right point. Not once, but twice. Harris sets it up. Casturo shoots and missed the net. And from that angle, if you miss it on the long side, it ends up as a clear for the opposition as both teams change. 10:40 to go, 5-on-5. 1-1 the score between Drexel and Rhode Island. Who will be the hero tonight? Rhode Island having trouble clearing the zone. Kept alive here. Burkhan, right circle to the slot. A backhander save, and the rebound is spiked over top of the net. Drexel keeping it alive. A centering pass batted out of there. Kept alive by Urbani at the point. He'll sling it down low. Bell is there from the right wing corner. He's tied up. Penalty call coming, and it's going to be against Rhode Island yet again. A holding call. And the fourth power play of the night goes once again to Drexel. Logan Clavitt will sit for two. All four penalties tonight have gone against Rhode Island. So this is a big turning point here. Fourth power play of the night for Drexel. Burkhan, a little shimmy. Hands it off. Kozitsky gives it back to him. Wrist shot blocked. Rams clear all the way down. Not a lot of shots either in this third period. 21-17 are the credited ones up on the board. Where it counts, it's still tied. Drexel has iced the puck on a wayward pass down ice. .129 of power play time remains on the fourth power play opportunity of the evening for Drexel University. No clean exit there, so they'll try again. Up on the far side, Mudryk. And again, no luck on that. Bouncing biscuit with 1:08 left on the power play. Ortiz settles up and has a slicing Burkon into the attacking zone, sets up a friend side of the net chance. It's off the side of the goal. Drexel has it back. There's Mudryk, Burkon, cross ice, one-timer, and Briggs made the save on that. Puck to the far wall. Casturo has it for Drexel, puts on the brakes, able to sidestep one check, deal the puck into the corner. Mudryk gives it back to him. Casturo tucks it off the boards. Sambuco gives it back to him. Casturo a saucer dish. Off a shin pad, it comes to center with under 30 seconds left on the power play for Drexel. Sambuco sidesteps one, comes down the middle of the ice. Wrist shot. Stick save Briggs into the corner. Rams get a chance to clear. They can't. Urbani keeps it in. Sets up Harris, left circle. Back to Urbani. One more. Casturo. He scores! Power play goal! And it's Nick Castura. Drexel leads 2-1 with 8:19 to go in the third period. Great puck movement. And Castura was all by himself in the right circle, and he elevates. And Drexel's power play finally comes through with just 8 seconds left on the man advantage. Castura with goal 12 on the season. Just his third power play goal of the season, and came into tonight with just one game winner. Right now his stance is that with 8 minutes to go in regulation time. The junior comes through in a big moment for his group. Rhode Island, though, with a good chance and a spinning backhander. And Kramsky made the save with the right pad. Lifted up high in the zone, and the Dragons are able to escape the pressure. Harris on the right wing will just contest time. Wouldn't be surprised to see Drexel move into a 1-2-2-4 checking posture to really exacerbate the defensive side of the puck, keep Rhode Island from coming through the neutral zone cleanly, and certainly seeing a little bit of that as Rhode Island gets the puck deep. And you see 4 Drexel players in the picture. You're going to see a lot of that here down the final stretch of the 7 minutes left in regulation. Turnover, though. Canizit left circle, centering dish off a skate. And the Dragons get to it and clear the zone. Spun right back in. As quickly as it was sent in, it's sent out. And Drexel will move it with Genovese. His shot blocked. Not really looking for offense are the Dragons at this juncture with the 1-goal lead here late in regulation time. Cross corner of the dump in. Shevlin to get there, the senior. Up against 2 with puck support at center. Pop to the point, Crane. Point to point, one-timer tipped. Great stop made. Kramsky with the glove hand comes up large there. Oh, it was just a cruising slot motion to just get a stick on a shot that was labeled for the top corner, but Kramski with the save, and he keeps it 2-1 with 6:13 to go in the third period. Doesn't get much better than that. Wrist shot, blocker save. Kramski able to work it into the corner. Sent point to point. Lacossi lets it go. That's blocked on the way through. And Lindvall will move up in a 3-on-2 for Drexel. Emil Lindvall, base of the left wing circle, has room to work with. Support from Lazine. Opposite 3 Rams in the corner. Finally stifled. And here comes Rhode Island to center. 5:40 to go. Regulation. Turnover by the Rams. Lazine back in. Steps middle. Couldn't get the shot away. Battle for it back behind the Rhode Island net. Comes to the point. Slap shot. Block. Cha-ching. There's a good $200 transaction there as the Rams come in. And Kramski makes the save. Diving to the net front, Fagan. Castura from Harris and Urbani at 11:37 of the third period. Off glass and out. Time's a ticking here for Rhode Island. They've had several chances. Logan Kramski's just had the answers in a return to form. An 18 save performance to this juncture. Sambuco centers, and that went through. A little backdoor tip for Kozitsky, but it didn't find its way to the back of the net. Time winding down, 4.5 to go regulation time. Puck tipped from before the center stripe. No icing though. As the Rams get moving through center. Forehand, New Jersey native. Stick handles by one, cuts in on goal. Backhand centering pass. They score! Godfrey again able to tip it by a diving Kramski. And Rhode Island has tied the game. It was that little outside to inside move, and Godfrey, all he had to do was have his stick down on the ice, the righty shot to get some elevation and punch it through for the tying goal with 4:17 to go in regulation. Godfrey with goals 3 and 4 on the season, and a big goal for Rhode Island evens the score at 2. Centering dish comes back to the point. Drexel's got it here. Wrist shot. And a save off Burkhan by the netminder Briggs. A good one tonight here in the city of brotherly love. 2-2 your score. Drexel has had 2 leads, but Rhode Island has fought back both times to even the score. Here on SFBN's production of Drexel hockey. Urbani at the point, floats one wide intentionally. Ricochets off the wall, and the Dragons keep the pressure alive with Sprung. Backhand dish to the front. Bit off the mark, and Rhode Island to bring it with pace here. Down the left wing, stopping up. Judge shoots. Kramski the save. Trouble the other way if Drexel can get moving, and they do. It's Bell down the right wing, snaps a shot. That's blocked on the way through. Rhode Island's clearing attempt. Does it get out? No. It's kept alive into the corner. Genovese from an angle. Stick save, rebound. And from the point, a slapper was blocked. Comes out at the point again. Ben Burkhahn throws it wide. As Drexel looks to continue the pressure, pinching Urbani. Keeps that puck in for the home team, but on second effort, Rhode Island will have it back with under 3 minutes to play in regulation, a 2-2 tie. Puck dumped in from beyond the red line. This is icing against Rhode Island. They cannot change. Drexel can if they choose to do so. They do not. Well, Rhode Island has called timeout. They want to give their defensive players rest here. And a critical D-zone face-off here for the Rams. For Drexel, throughout this game, they've been the better team. They lead in the shot count. They've had the better chances. They've gotten the better goaltending. But sometimes a game of hockey just isn't fair. It is 2-2 where it counts. The faceoff will be in the Rhode Island zone with 2:46 to go in regulation. If regulation solves nothing, we go to overtime. Face-off to the right of Curtis Briggs. And a draw win for Drexel. Wrist shot from the point by Urbani, never got through. Battle for the puck. And as Drexel comes up with it, Kozitsky from the corner has the puck in below the goal line. Lost it there, but the cycle is on. Kozitsky with help from Sambuco. Up in the air, guided down by Ortiz, side of the net. Wraps it around, throws it in front, out to the point. Sambuco sets up for a wrist shot towards the net. And an easy save into the catching glove of Briggs. Keeps this game 2-2 with 2:17 to go in regulation. One more offensive zone face-off, and Drexel in control of it for a second. Rhode Island, though, comes up with it. Rissatelli has an assist here tonight, and he will dart in after this puck into the right wing corner for the Rams. Up the boards it comes for a wrist shot. That missed everything. Racing to it, the Dragons, and it's Sambuco will clear the zone. Under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Tie game at 2. Drexel had both 1-0 and 2-1 leads. Neither have stuck. It's Harrison trying to change that. Down the left wing with help from Casturo. Gives it right back to him. Harris dances middle, holds onto it, shoots! Save made. Briggs in the rebound, tapped in behind the net. Drexel gets to it. Once again, Harris to Casturo. Backdoor pass was broken up. Rissatelli to stick on the ice, but it comes to the point. Drexel with Urbani. Shot was blocked. Harris has it between the legs. Sets up a man. Wrist shot blocked on the way through. One more from an angle. No luck with 1:08 to go in regulation. Off the short glass and out. Drexel comes close with the top line. Rhode Island trying to change. Drexel trying to make them pay for it. They can't get clean entry. Rams re-enter. Here's Shevlin, right wing. Wrist shot. Blocker save by Kramsky. Lifted up in the air with 50 seconds to go in regulation. And down the ice as Drexel changes up personnel. Turnover in center, make it 2. The Rams look to re-up. Canizit makes a move into the corner. Urbani keeps him off to the outside. Canizit shoots off a stick stays in play off the corner boards. Lifted to the point. Here's Costello shooting wide with traffic out in front. Dragons get to it. Can they clear? No. 16 seconds left regulation time. 2-2 the score. Bashed off boards, down ice. No icing. Sambuco gets there to cancel it out. 3 seconds and 2. Regulation will not be enough tonight. Castura power play goal from Harris and Urbani at 11:37. Response from Godfrey, his fourth from forehand. And it's 2-2 after regulation. We will need overtime to solve this. Now they have a full 5 minutes in between this. I'm going to say I highly doubt that. And if that is the case, it's the longest time between the third and overtime I've ever seen. This has been a good one tonight here from Class of 1923 Arena. Are they going to take the whole 5? No one's really in any hurry to get back to the action here. Okay. I was going to say, 5's a little bit too much time between the third and overtime. It will be 3-on-3. Next goal wins. One team's heart is just going to be broken tonight with the way this one has progressed. Been a rough go for the Dragons. We'll see if they can put this losing streak to bed or if Rhode Island can continue its winning ways. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. No change to the direction. Drexel will go right to left offensively. Left to right will go the Rams. Underway in OT. Possession always important. Casturo wins the faceoff, and Drexel is off and running with the puck. And here comes Nick Casturo, Wildwood, New Jersey native, with a backhand centering pass, diving to the goal, Harris, and a save made by Briggs. Almost SportsCenter top 10 labeled for the highlight reel there, but not to be. Face off in the Rhode Island defensive zone. Jordan Kuntz here with you. SFBN production of Drexel hockey. 3-on-3 overtime and a 2-on-1 here for Rhode Island. Centering pass, they score! Rhode Island wins it in overtime. It comes just 24 seconds into the extra session, and it is the Rams who come away with the extra point. Matt Tetro, all he had to do was have his stick on the ice. Kramsky kept the lower part of the net taken care of, but Tetro deflects it up and in. Rhode Island wins it in overtime, 3-2 on Tetro's third goal of the season. That did not take long into overtime, but Rhode Island, with the victory, improves to 10-5-2 for Drexel. They fall to 8-7-3 on the year in the OTL. Well, these two teams will do it again tomorrow. Hope you'll join us here on SFBN's production of Drexel hockey. We'll talk to you then. For the entire crew here, Jordan Kuntz saying so long. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow here from Class of 1923.